perfect. On your way. We say you're perfect. And on your ways. On your way. On your way. Oh, ancient of days. Ancient of days. Listen, victorious. Marvelous. You are saved.
Hey family, this is Herb Hill with Producer Points. Finally, episode 28 after 1 year and a half. Listen, I got a great show for you on today. We're going to be talking about mastering effectively mastering in Logic. So, any DAW can do this. If you're into Logic like I am, I actually started before Sonar. It was Notator Logic, which many years later it became Logic on Windows and Mac, and then it became just strictly Mac. So if you want to get this program, you gotta get a Mac. I'm sorry for that. All right, so let's talk about the two elements. So just follow me a little bit, okay? So first thing I got going on in this particular file, you're not gonna be able to hear it because I don't have it patched on my mixer where you can actually hear the content, okay? This is a standard OEM 31 band EQ, okay? Now, the great thing about it, if you look here in this top left corner, this is a template that I use. It's called Final Mix /hip hop. So if you would go to mastering inside of here, I kind of show you, but I ain't gonna change it. You go to position number 6. You have a couple of things that you can pull from. You have the dance music, boom, no. Final mix, ballad, no. Dance, no. Hip hop. So I use a template. Now the reason why I use this particular template, because if you remember the Roland VS 1680, that particular hardware instrument in this EQ, they relate real good. Matter of fact, people that still use the 2480 to 16 VS 1680 uses this particular EQ curve. It's very bright but bassy but controlled, okay? So the second element, which we're going to talk about in depth, is this little boy right here. This is a multi-band EQ. They call it the multi-processor, okay? It has two elements. The first element, it has a 4-band EQ. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-band EQ, okay? Now, as you can tell, this is not a template, okay? I had to set it up, okay? So if you look at the values in the EQ section, it's 81. Next one is 1.1 kilohertz. Last one is 7.5 kilohertz. And then a magical number I set up over here. I don't know which one it is because it doesn't label it, but it's all good, okay? So, now the other element is the actual threshold of each frequency related to that frequency that's set here. So I put a threshold on 81 hertz, okay? I put a threshold on 1.1 kilohertz, threshold on 7.5 kilohertz, and whatever this one is set to. I think it's a high frequency range. I think it's a shelf over there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, you can't hear it because I don't have it patched correctly on my MX9000. Maybe I'll share it somewhere down the road, but you're gonna see the visuals, okay? All right, so I'll hit play. Now, what you can basically, what you can't hear it, you probably hearing what's coming out of the my headphones, or whether it's leakage from the headphone. But I'm gonna play it one more time, okay, so you can see what's going on. So you have the spectral analyzer on the EQ that lets you know where the frequencies are hitting at prior to getting to this multi-band processor. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Okay, I want you to concentrate right here and right here. So channel 1, I want you to concentrate on. Okay, then we go to channel 2. Now, if you notice, I didn't put a whole bunch of compression on the 81 hertz, but I put a lot of compression on 1.1K. All right, that mid-range piece. So I adjust it so when it goes into the red, the downward spiral of that compressor kicks in to push that 1.K to control it. Okay, so again, I had to set the EQ curve up in this multi-band processor. So it's 2 elements. Okay, again, multi-band processor is an EQ. The second is compression. Now let's talk about compression. Compression is your friend, but whether multi or singular compression, if you use too much of it, it can become your worst enemy. It can squash the dynamics of your program or the output section. So what I want you to do is go into your master bus, because this is where everything's sitting in. I got 2 plugins in the master bus, and you listen to what is going to work. Okay. Now, as a rule of thumb, if you look down here, I've got it on this particular song. I actually on another mix I created, I got it hitting at about 8.8 dB, a little bit over 0. But the multi-compression processor is keeping it from clipping. Now you can add more volume to make it louder, but you're going to start hearing distortion if you add too much attenuation on this side. What you want to do with this stereo output, okay, of the final mix, this template I use, keep it at 0. Do not move it at all. Okay, all of your attenuation is going to come from this output section only. Do not touch this at all, because you're going to cause some problems. Keep your 31 band EQ at 0. Just get your template. Use the Final Mix Hip Hop. You can use it in R&B. You can use it in gospel, hip hop. It's a really good curve. Okay, but most of your work is going to take place over here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close out this section of producer points. I just wanted to introduce you to mastering in Logic. Now in Pro Tools, they do have the same type EQ curves, some templates, and they got a multi-band. But I wanted to show those that use Logic on a regular, like I do. Boom. This is how you set up an output chain where that your song or whatever you're doing is radio ready. You have to have these 2. So this eliminates you going to a mastering house. Okay, so you got 2 things going for you. You got with 3 things. You got your output meter, so you can monitor how much is coming out of that output section. You have your 31 band EQ template, right? Then you got the template that you have to set up yourself. You can copy my template. Look at how I did everything as far as compression, as far as the 4-band EQ, and then you just monitor. As you can see, I keep everything at 2.0 pretty much to keep it at a nominal level. I try my best not to go past 10 as far as the output. So your mixing is very important. But the reason why you want to master your material is because you want if you put it on the radio or you put your CD on, your MP3 on, you go from song to song, there's no dips in audio because you master it. Okay, that's what's mastering. It's the it's the final touch. It's the final touch to any project that you create. Okay, so mastering, you can be the best mixer in the world, but without mastering, it's not going to come across correctly. Okay, so we're going to go and close out for just for today. We're going to come back soon, and we're going to teach you to do it step by step. And then what I do is I will patch into the MX 9000, and so you can hear the actual mix for what it is. All right. So listen, for those that don't, just becoming a member or coming to watch this video, whether it be live or offline, listen, YouTube, Producer Point. That's how you find me. YouTube / Producer Point. And let's get it, family. We're here to teach you how to be effective without having to pay extra money to people to master your stuff. You can do it yourself if you have good ears, good monitors, and if you do it with headphones, the best headphones that money can buy, you can do the same thing I'm doing. All right, closing out, and I see you in the next Producer Points. You be blessed.